I'm sure many of you have heard some sort of variation on the old joke, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun your friends. And that is, in many ways, the situation that the entertainment industry finds itself in right now. As this is the issue at the heart of the Actors Guild strike, the Writers Guild strike, and why so many artists are viewing the bear with a fair bit of trepidation, as the bear, of course, is AI. But on the bright side, at least your friends in this case also just so happens to be your competition. Because my opinion on AI, and artists and writers and actors etc. having now covered the topic quite a few times, is simply that good writers, good actors and good artists will always have a job. For the simple reason that they are able to provide a product that is above and beyond what the AI can. In fact, by definition, the only thing the AI can do is ape their successors, rather than create something truly unique for itself. However, there are a tremendous quantity of bad actors, and bad artists, and bad writers out there as well, who will be gobbled up by the monster ever closing in on their heels. And what better example of this than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles April O'Neil design? See, we talked about this yesterday as well, but it's too good of an example to not reuse practically immediately. These were some of the original, actual genuine designs created by a professional character designer in mainstream circles for the April O'Neil redesign, which eventually resulted in this. Which, I mean, is an improvement, don't get me wrong, albeit a small one. And so I figured, alright, if this is the best that a professional human in the business can do, I wonder what an AI can create. And so I sat down for about 30 minutes and checked it out. So this is the very first prompt I'm going to show you here in a second, which I gave the AI, and I gave it the exact same prompt as this professional character designer received, namely April O'Neil, but black. Literal words of the text, I guarantee you. And ta-da! There we are. Okay, alright. You know, already, I can see what I think are one or two minor improvements. Now, to be fair, this is far from perfect either by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'd say it's actually kind of bad in that April O'Neil is not necessarily what springs to mind when I see this. The hair shape is pretty accurate, you know, it's not too bad, and it has elements of yellowish to it in an overall feel, but it's not quite there. So next one, same thing, but a bit more of an action-focused style here, and the hair's gotten a bit longer as well, as the AI is trying to struggle a bit with the design. Third attempt, okay, now we're getting somewhere. This immediately feels a lot more April O'Neil-esque. The hair color is fairly correct, it's gotten a little bit long again, but the color pattern of the jumpsuit and the coordination with a little bit of turtle's green, okay, alright, we're getting there now. This is far more April O'Neil-y than, well, this, most assuredly so. Another variation on the same design. I like the kind of more action-focused jumpsuit here, because if we absolutely must reimagine April O'Neil, then giving her a little bit of the role of, oh god, what's the name of that other guy in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? You know, the guy with the hockey mask? The hockey mask, English, that fights using like hockey sticks and stuff. You could kind of make a sort of amalgamation between him and April O'Neil, because it is the current year and we must have ourselves a strong female character. And this, well, she certainly looks the part. She's fit, she's clearly athletic, and she's dressed in combat-friendly gear, shall we say. This one was one of the best earliest examples, as this, you know, you've got the reporter feel here, you've got the correct outfit, hair is still a bit too long, and you've got the cleavage, of course, the classic April O'Neil feature. This one's not bad either. Frankly, most of them aren't bad. This one, a bit more of an anime-esque style, and a bit more sassy as well, okay. This was also not a bad one. This is where the AI started to kind of pick up on the whole reporter thing. So you've got what is supposed to be a camera down here, and I'm presuming this is some sort of news studio kind of thing, and it's leaning heavily on the yellow jumpsuit again. Now I'm starting to add in a few more prompts to it, like, microphones, the more correct hairdo, and the actual jumpsuit. This is one of the better ones. In fact, I'd probably say this is probably number 2 or 3 out of all of them. There's one that's even better, the best one I came up with. As now, you've got April O'Neil here. This is not bad at all. Of course, the AI has its few derps, like the microphone, well, the charitable interpretation would be wire here. The less charitable one would be microphone stand bending at unusual angles. A 2-for-1, as the AI again has a little bit of a hard time with the overall concept. It even added in a little bonus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle down here for my, perusing pleasure. It definitely likes them sexy and long head though, which is a little bit of an issue as that isn't quite the April O'Neil style. It also has some serious problems with cameras, but this is something that can also be fixed. This one's probably my number 2 favorite, as I like the mix of the greens and the yellows actually. Kind of blending the Mutant Ninja Turtles in with April O'Neil. Bit more of a sexy style. This one's not bad either. Number 4 maybe. Number 5. Frankly, she needs a little bit more clothing here to come across more April O'Neil-y and a little bit less hentai. This is probably the most grounded of the designs, and well, seeing as this was supposed to be grounded and relatable, I would present this as the direct equivalent to this. I think I prefer this one, frankly. I think it's significantly less insulting to black people too. Good God. This was not bad. Like, this was what I was considering to be the best one until this one. This one I actually genuinely adore. This feels like April O'Neil. If you didn't tell me who this was, and I wasn't too hooked up on the, skin color, etc., I'd probably tag this as April O'Neil. She's sitting on like recording equipment here, she's got the jumpsuit, but it's a bit, sassed up for the modern year, a pinch more futuristic. She's still clearly fit and capable, she's a reporter chasing the story, etc. She's aspirational, absolutely, and she looks like she could probably keep up with the Turtles, instead of, this. She's also keeping to the base design. In fact, if anything, this should be unzipped. She's got the bob cut, she's got the hair color, etc. And she's got kind of the confident style as well. Now, again, there are a couple of things that need changing, like her fingers here are a little bit off, their watch is enormous for some reason, but was that Johnny Quest, where they had like the talkie watch on their wrist? I can't remember exactly now. But this took me 30 minutes to come up with a result I'm fairly happy with. That's going to require some retouches here and there, but hell, you can even use the AI for that. Training it on this model and, doing things like unzipping this, removing that zipper right there, for example, which looks a little bit out of place, adding in some cameras, some microphones, putting her in a studio and so on. And it took, I guarantee you, a hell of a lot less time than this. Because here's the real kicker. I've been working with a fair few concept artists now on my own secret project, and getting good concept art takes a long time. You gotta go through a lot of concept before you arrive at something that really begins to click with you. And it costs a lot of money. I guarantee you, this guy, with his mainstream credentials, doesn't get out of bed for less than $100 an hour. And in all due likelihood, he is going to be spending a lot of those hours, like those, the day in my life movies, videos. You've probably seen those, right? Some Californian wakes up, spends the first 2 hours of their work day at their in-work lounge, eating cupcakes or having mojitos, or being pampered with hot towels, etc., before finally, during the midday period, electing to sit down and type out a few words on a keyboard before heading out for a meeting and some free mojitos at the in-house bar or something. That's the kind of person you get here for $100 an hour. And at the end of the day, none of these are even remotely good. These are awful. These are terrible in every way. Not only don't they look anything like April O'Neil beyond the color of their shirt, I guess, but like the design style, the added glasses for some odd reason, the pudginess, the middle of the goddamn stomach thing, like these are awful. These are actually terrible. And this one, well, it makes this one look good by comparison. That's how bad they are. Meanwhile, even if you don't like this one, or if you don't like this one, or if you don't like this design, etc., you just go into the AI and go, make 24 more. And 5 minutes later, you'll have 24 more. And even when you have to occasionally sort your way through the garbage ones, and the AI will do some derp on occasion, like this one. I call this three-armed April O'Neil, or inherently, automatically, naturally superior April O'Neil, as she can interview a subject, giving them the microphone and holding one up to herself and holding the film camera at the same time. She's simply an improved version in every single way. Or magician April O'Neil, who's currently spawning forth an ocean's worth of water with a magic reporter stick. She's even got a little bit of, I don't know, a beard mustache thing going on here for reasons unbeknownst. And there's the April O'Neil boat in the background. I'm sure you could make a toy out of it. April O'Neil merchandise, a boat! Why? Trade secret and all that. But even then, after aforementioned 30 minutes, I've come up with several examples that I think are not all too bad in the slightest, and they certainly are, again, far more aspirational. Like, this looks like a character that could actually do something in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. This looks like a character that could keep up with the Turtles, run alongside them, that could chase them down, that could find them in the first place, bearing in mind they are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who were told by their sensei to stay the heck put, and elected not to. Like someone who could even potentially fight alongside them if their need required it. Not to mention, she's something to actually look up to for the audience. She is fit, she is attractive, she is confident, and she is powerful in her own way. Not necessarily in the modern day female character powerful, but in that she's clearly worked hard to get to this position. She clearly takes care of herself. She is an idealized role model, probably too much of one, because, well, that is the entire point of these characters, to be ideals. Superheroes are supposed to be better than us, not pudgier, more Rastafarian versions of ourselves. And hey, you've even got the skin color mixed in if you absolutely need it, and it don't look too bad, honestly. It's okay. I can handle a little bit of race swapping here and there, but it would be nice if they could just keep it. As at the end of the day, it's kind of like I said in the previous video, right? April O'Neil does not require a reimagining. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles isn't some, ancient franchise that's been riding a high for a decade or more, and people are just goddamn sick of those bloody turtles. It is a franchise holding on for dear life to the most barest thread of relevancy. It needs to go back to what made it popular and reinforce it, reinvigorate it, actually push it to the fore again, and then, when people have seen enough Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then you can consider beginning to reimagining it on a larger scale. For now, seriously, you just want competent turtles being cool badasses on screen with a hot, attractive, and aspirational sidekick. April O'Neil. That's all you need. You don't need to turn them into something they aren't. You don't need a radical redesign. You need to get back to the basics that made them the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the first place, because they were stupid popular for a while there. But as with so many things of their era, they emerged in a time where we had cool shit coming out literally constantly. Most of the quality shows of that era fell apart because they weren't good enough. Like, Biker Mice from Mars was a really adult show for its time. Hell, even animated Batman was comparable in quality to many of the other shows then. Or Johnny Quest, for example, an excellent show as well. Or another direct competitor to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the SWAT Cats, another fantastic goddamn show. But they weren't fantastic enough for an era of ridiculous competition alongside Transformers and so on and so on. But today, you could sweep with this shit. But this is also the reason why AI will absolutely eat a lot of artists' lunches, why it will eat a lot of actors' lunches, and writers as well, because where they're busy whinging, whining, and striking, all of the big companies are looking into AI tools right now. They're setting up task groups. Disney's setting up a task group right now to look into AI. And if I, as some backwards bump nobody, can just sign up to a random AI tool I found while Googling for 5 minutes and produce results that are blatantly superior to what your trained professional can, then yeah, you're in trouble. You're in a lot of trouble, and this probably isn't the time to be sticking to your picket line. But hey, what do I care? I'm a YouTuber. I'll be replaced at least a few years later than you. Unironically true. Good artists will recognize this as the competition that it is, and they will spend their time building a network, building connections, and providing their existing customers with good products so that they might recommend them to other people. The bad actors, the bad writers, and the bad artists will try to gang up on the companies in an effort to force them to give them privileges and protections that they haven't deserved, that they don't actually know what to do with, and at the end of the day, will harm the companies to the point of probably bankruptcy at some point. As if Hollywood arrives at the point where some studios are making this, and other studios are paying out of the nostrils for this, I'll leave it up to you to guess which one will be financially successful. Yeah. AI, at least to some degree, is the future, much to the chagrin of people who have gotten used to providing very, very, very little for a tremendous amount of money. And good riddance, frankly. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and I do hope to see you all again soon, in the new and improved artificial AI version of Arch. Soon, quote unquote anyways. Have a good day.